Right, so very, very different sort of flavour of things going on here. I like the way you've kind of stamped it with their own kind of qualities. There's a lot of interesting things going on. It doesn't look like you've kind of come up, the first thing you come across, you put in there. It's like you've this kind of stuff going on. It's interesting. When you get a visual things like that, it can sort of send you off in different directions. Can't quite see that in there. Never mind. Nice, it's spread out. Is this your writing?
No, it's Matthew's.
Yeah. Observation and imagination. Any one of these things can be. You can stay with it as long as you like. Yeah. Again, you've chosen 4. My guess is you took a lot more than 4. You took more than 4.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have the things you didn't use as well. If a separate book or envelope or something like that, just so you get a sense of how you arrived at these 4. Yeah. Okay. All right. What I'm thinking is, obviously you're going to be putting more work in. I need to know what exactly it is about Matisse that what you've got from Matisse, and kind of seeing the way you're adapting it maybe and interpreting it and so on. I think maybe get some close-ups of the surfaces is good. I'd use a couple of things to watch out for. One is it being the blocky printing. I think you got away with it with this lot. Just watch out for the resolution of the images you're printing. But also check out Google Art Project, because they've got like crazy scans of things. If you just look up Google Art Project, you can zoom into some of these and actually look at individual brush marks, and that might kind of help get a flavour of how he'll arrive at things like this here. What he's actually done and how he's sort of moved the paint around and so on. Again, I mean, I like the way you kind of is moving off, like with this kind of clean line thing, although it's slightly derived from Matisse, and then the ordering of the brush marks is kind of not as well. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of starting there and going off somewhere else. So this sort of thing where you're going off somewhere else is very much the beginnings of that developing. It's sort of you've recorded some ideas, some sort of responses. It can be visual as well as written. But you are also starting to go down here. It's like I'm looking at this, we get the close-ups, is looking at it more. We write about the sort of the flatness of it, actually. I look at the flatness and the way that there's a sort of see-throughness to it, as well as sometimes a sense of direction in the brush marks. And then we're starting to get the record and explore down and so on, and the develop starts to happen where I think, well, where are you going with that? Is that heading somewhere? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But that's a sort of a starting point. And here we are. We want to see this done.
Mm-hmm.
This is where's the picture from?
Oh, it's Michael Chance.
Right. Oh, right. Okay. So, but you're doing something to this yourself that's different from that. What? You're doing something with a Michael Chance image.
Yeah.
But you're in painting it the way you're painting it. How are you altering it? How are you kind of making it yours? Going back here, we go.
Well, I put the imagination and observation. There's a bit different. It's not just one image.
Yeah.
There's different images that I put it together.
Yeah. So it would be good, probably on here, we're going to get a sense of that, Like how did we arrive at this? That's the telling of the story. Very nice to see you taking your own images there. I'd be thinking, get another page in there maybe. So we're looking at really generous documentation of the whole thing, and that'll give a bit of a picture as to why or how that is what it is. We'll see the bigger context, as it were. Also, it being time-based and movement-based. Allow those things into it too. I mean, you could easily have 2 more pages in here. After all, whatever sort of thing you make, you're going to be thinking about where it's going to go, how it's going to be seen. You're thinking about the context and even the timing. And even if you put it in a gallery, you're thinking of well, people are going to see it between 9 and 5 o'clock or something. You've got a time and a space and even a movement element, because it's certainly got movement in the piece itself, but it's in a location where people are directed or may not come, depending on how you engineer it. If you say you've got your fellow artist making the piece, but you also be thinking about maybe how someone might experience the piece. Great, Rauschenberg. Okay. Right. So by Christmas, if you're looking at hitting higher marks, I mean, Christmas is right upon us, and I can see that you're aware that big push is needed here.
Mm-hmm.
Get generous on the photos. Make it signposted a bit, so we can say, right, here, in back here, you actually say, I am experimenting, combining. Spell it out a little bit, so someone who's not aware really understands quite clearly, sort of spelled out to them, what's joining up with what, and not explaining, but just sort of directing how you want people to view your work. Again, big push on the book. At this stage, we want to be seeing actually more of what you think about doing something as a collective enterprise. But it's good to see that you're picking out things also that you like. It seems like you're ready to sort of just go off in your own direction a bit here, I think, rather than have anything get in the way.